Let me play a clip for you.
What's the matter, guys? Didn't you hear the alarm?
What you just saw was a death row inmate tanking an electrocution, then proceeding to kill every person in the room. And he's not the only one. Hangings, indestructible glass, 100-meter high walls, being locked up 200 meters beneath the ocean. All these criminals are doing the impossible, and it's all for one reason: to taste defeat. And if you're wondering what they mean by defeat, then let me tell you. Defeat is a 17-year-old high school student living in Tokyo, and his name is Baki Hanma.
You gotta ease into things, like by easing a knife into his ribs.
That's not a knife, nigga, that's a sword. Grappler Baki is a manga created by Kisuke Itagaki, and it's the best martial arts manga of all time. Fun fact, the creator of Baki is actually the father of the woman that created Beastars. Ain't that crazy? It's had multiple anime adaptations in the past, but the one I'm going to be talking about today is the 2018 Netflix series simply titled Baki. So technically speaking, this series is a continuation. It takes place during the 5 death row convicts arc in the manga and directly after the 2001 anime, but you don't need to watch any of those to enjoy Baki. There are definitely moments that would be more impactful or mean more if you've read or watched the original series, but they are not necessary to enjoy the 2018 anime. Now that that's all been dealt with, let's get into the story. 5 death row convicts all escape their prisons and come to Japan all so they can fight a 17-year-old schoolboy. Now I assumed this was going to be a situation where Baki would just make his way through the 5 convicts one by one, but instead something interesting happened. 4 equally strong fighters joined Baki, and that commenced what I could only call a 5v5 guerrilla war. The rules are simple. There are no rules. Anyone can get it anytime, anywhere, and trust me, niggas got it. Each character has a somewhat unique style of fighting, but one similarity I noticed between each team is that Baki's squad mainly relies on hand-to-hand combat, whereas the 5 convicts will and have used every weapon at their disposal. Titanium wires, park benches, whatever the fuck these are, these niggas have no boundaries. Some, like Hanayama, tank all these crazy weapons and win using nothing but their bare strength and willpower, whereas some like Dopa or Orochi follow the same mentality as the 5 convicts, doing whatever it takes to get the win. If I were to describe Baki in one word, I'd call it a fighting fantasy. I now realize that that's 2 words, but it sounds cool, so I'm leaving it in there. Fuck off. What I mean by this is, well, look, these niggas are fucking insane. All they live for is fighting, and you can tell. The animation in Baki is pretty good when it's actually animated. There are a couple of moments where CGI is used, and in all honesty, they're not good. It looks janky and it almost ruins a lot of really good fights. But those moments are far and few between, and they're definitely not enough to take away from the amazing fights that this show has to offer. The combat in this show is brutal, and I love it. Every time characters fight, they're literally putting their life on the line, and you can tell by the way they brawl with such intensity. It's almost hard to describe. The main character Baki, well, first of all, shout out Baki. Bro went from this to being a handsome young Latino male, so shout out him. But the main character Baki is really fucking cool. I can't really say much about his character development, but if you've watched the original Baki, you can see he's obviously grown, not just physically, but also as a person. Just overall being less hot-headed and just not being an arrogant kid. I guess watching your dad kill your mom will do that to you, huh? Anyway, apart from the 5 convicts, I guess the main antagonist would probably be Baki's dad, Yujiro Hanma, the aforementioned strongest creature on Earth. And he's fucking brazy. You don't see much of him in season 1, but in later episodes you really get to see why Yujiro is the strongest creature on Earth. The side characters and supporting cast of Baki are great. I mean, Muhammad Ali Jr. is a main character for a while, so do with that information what you will. This show is fucking great, and it's probably the best anime on Netflix. It's one of my favorite anime of all time, and if you don't watch it, then shame on you. Like and subscribe. I'm almost at 50 subs. You guys are going crazy. I appreciate all the support in the videos. I'll keep making anime content. I might slow down on the video game reviews for a while. Just make sure to turn on the post notifications, subscribe, like, tell me what you think down below. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.